Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm about to show you is quite literally the overarching blueprint of the undercover gun control deep state that they have built on the left. I'm about to show you step by step and tie it in all the lawsuits that just happened in the past 7 days. And it's hard to not see this monster. Everything will be linked into the description box below if you want to check my work. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, beautiful people, I want to dive into this immediately, and stay with me, and please send this one out because this everyone needs to see. So let's start in Michigan, okay? I'm going to show you what they did last year through the support of Everytown for Gun Safety in the state legislatures. Here's Michigan. In 2023, Michigan passed several foundational gun safety laws, including an extreme risk protection law, secure storage, 4 out of 5 foundational gun safety laws, and while the state has long required a permit to purchase handguns, it also passed a law to extend the requirement to long guns. Here's underneath their rating in Everytown. No special immunity for gun industry. See right down there? Yeah, okay. So pay attention to that, and let's look at one of the lawsuits that we covered. Michigan shooting survivor files lawsuit against company that sells ghost guns. Keep in mind, Everytown for Gun Safety was involved in that legislation push. Look at that. Senior Director of Litigation Strategy and Trials for Everytown Law. So Everytown Law helps put the law in place in Michigan. Then a year later, they get to fight the actual lawsuit and get some of the damages, or at least a cut of it, in order to sue gun manufacturers in the state of which they helped pass legislation. Maybe that's a coincidence. I'm about to take this to the White House too. Check this out. Let's go to Illinois before we go there though. Governor Pritzker takes action to hold gun manufacturers accountable, August 12th, 2023. Well, wouldn't you know, here's some quotes. Today, I proudly signed the Firearm Industry Responsibility Act into law, finally holding gun manufacturers accountable for endangering public safety and health of our people. Gun manufacturers shouldn't get to hide from the law, and now they won't be able to. Here's to an Illinois where everyone feels safer in every corner of our state. Listen to the law he signed. Under the Firearm Industry Responsibility Act, gun manufacturers that engage in unsafe and unlawful marketing and sale will be held accountable for actions contributing to gun violence in Illinois communities. Well, a year later, fast forward, and wouldn't you know it, the president for Everytown for Gun Safety, John Feinblatt, put this post out yesterday about banning semi-automatic Glocks in the entire state through a lawsuit. Today, Everytown Law plus the city of Chicago announced a historic lawsuit against Glock Inc. to hold them accountable for the unconscionable decision to continue selling its easily modified pistols even though it could fix the problem. By refusing to do so, it is exacerbating gun violence in Chicago. That was yesterday. Well, now we've gone from Michigan to Illinois. Let's jump over to Washington, D.C. All right, check this out. Now we're going to go to Office of Gun Violence Prevention underneath Kamala Harris. The new Office of Gun Violence Prevention will be overseen by Vice President Harris, has been a key leader in the Biden-Harris administration's effort to end our nation's gun violence epidemic. Stephanie Feldman, a longtime policy advisor to Biden on gun violence prevention, will serve as the director of the office, alongside leading gun violence prevention advocate Greg Jackson and Rob Wilcox, who will serve the administration as deputy directors. Well, if you look at Rob Wilcox, let's just keep going this train. Rob Wilcox also served as special assistant to the president and deputy director of the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Previously, Rob served as senior director of federal government affairs at Everytown for Gun Safety. His tenure at Everytown has included advising policymakers at all government levels, leading the organization's federal advocacy efforts, and testifying before Congress. Previously, Wilcox worked at Brady, served as the board of directors, and practiced law. So the guy who is in Everytown for Gun Safety as a lawyer, and then Brady, both known gun control groups, is now working in the Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House underneath Kamala Harris, has a law background, and last year, all the states that put in gun violence prevention accountability laws are now suing through Everytown for Gun Safety. Are anyone seeing the strings? This entire thing is being built as a deep state apparatus through the executive bureaucratic state where Everytown for Gun Safety is influencing direct gun control litigation and legislation at state level and federal. These guys have gained power through the octopus that is our bureaucratic state. And go in Giffords.org can't be left out of the fun either this week. Buffalo victims' lawsuits against social media companies moves forward. All the lawsuits dropped at the exact same time, almost about 6 months to 8 months after all of the gun violence accountability prevention legislation was passed through blue bastions. Now they are out there partnering with the blue states in order to push this further from Michigan to Illinois and Washington, D.C. At the head of the bureaucratic monster is operating by Everytown for Gun Safety advocates who have worked in Everytown in a revolving door directly into the White House under the Vice President of the United States. Anything? I could not lay this out any simpler, and it took me about 45 minutes to piece it all together. Hey, gun advocates, gun rights advocates, legislative, members of Congress, please, for the love, tie this together and put it in a conference and look at what's happening. They are literally seizing the reins of power through the executive bureaucratic state, of which they have the VP access, the state level access, and the Office of Gun Violence Prevention that they are forming at all different levels across the United States are going to be directly linked to Everytown for Gun Safety, who has now been integrated into the bureaucratic state. This is a really big problem, guys. This is a massive one, and let me know if I landed this plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.